Good morning, tubers. It's a little later than I wanted to be doing this, but today's the 15th, I believe, of April, and I'm putting in my other Dutch bucket system. And what I'm doing now is I'm sinking these things in the ground, these reservoirs, all the way flush with the bottom, and trying to keep the actual system at ground level so I have more space between the ceiling and the bottom of the bucket. That'll make it to where I don't have to lay them down as far. You can see over here, these things grow pretty quick. Let me get this up here. Now this isn't Dutch buckets, but those are wicking buckets. But these Dutch buckets will do, I would imagine, at least as well as these are doing. Maybe even better, because they're getting fed nutrients constantly. These have to work a little harder, but I don't know. We're gonna see. I wish I'd have done them at the same time so we could have compared them side by side, but I didn't have the ability to do that with time. But here's also something. This is the old one. See how I did that? I'm gonna make it flush for this system right here. The big Dutch buckets for the tomatoes. Everything down there is doing well. There's peppers. It's all peppers, and there's some squash down at that end. So I'm gonna dig this hole out and show you what I'm doing here. I just traced out the let me fix this, it's about to fall. Yeah, I traced around there with that marker, and then I cut the fabric out from under it. I've already done it. So the idea is to try and stay in that circle without getting too far out, because it tapers in, like you can see the way the container is, it tapers in, and I want to make sure I do that and support it well, or it'll start blowing out on the inside and it'll get misshapen, the lid won't fit on. I don't want that. Tennessee clay takes special precaution when you're digging in Tennessee clay, because if you're an older, little overweight guy like myself, family has a history of heart attacks, you got to be really careful. Hear that? Sounds like concrete. This is old fabric from the first greenhouse. And I will not bore you with this whole process. Alright, I've got the thing deep enough, the hole is deep enough. I just have to shape it now to make it fit. So some of the inside walls are, a little bit too far in, so now it's just a matter of shaping. Alright, she's done. I've been over there rinsing out the tote to put down in there, and I'm gonna say something I've never said before, because I just really didn't think to, but I heard one of my good buddies, C3 Voyage, say, "Hey, excuse me, I'm wearing my work clothes. Please excuse me." I'm wearing my work clothes. I always do that. If you see me dressed up, it's because I came in here after work and started to do something and thought, oh, this would be something somebody's asked about or something somebody might want to know. But anyway, I'm getting ready to put this thing in there, and excuse my appearance. And that's as deep as you want them. You want them up so you can put the lid on. Also have to put a float valve in there. But that's a big deal. It's done. Highs in the last couple days have been in the 80s. In here, well, a lot hotter. It's probably pretty close to 100 even with the fans running, until I get the cooling wall set up and running. It still gets cool at night, so I really haven't wanted to set that thing up, but it's been a weird winter. May do it early. Show you some more stuff I'm doing outside. Well, you can see I do still garden outside. A lot of you asked, where's the outside garden? Why don't you show videos on it? Well, I will. I've been working so much on the greenhouse, this has become sort of an afterthought to me. I've done this so long that, and there's so many people out there that have done videos on outside gardening. I've been concentrating on the inside, but I'm going to try to take care of both this year. We do farmers markets, so the greenhouse produces really well, but not enough for a farmers market. I still have to do things out here, and I will show you what I'm going to do along the way. Not with this video, but I am getting it done. Those are my piles. I wasn't planning very well this last couple years, and I put this stuff right here, and I'm just been having to work around it, and looks like I'm going to continue to do that for now until I get the fish house and everything built back there and some stuff cleaned up. That's where it's going to go. Yeah. I want to show you something. You got to keep track of these things. That's another plant starting there, and I'm trying to use a single stem, and I got one coming off this way, one coming off this way, but this is where they become a real issue. This guy has sent out tendrils and a new vine that attach to this guy's string. So I gotta get that off, because you let these things down separately, you don't want to damage the plant that string was intended for. So I gotta trim that off. But you'll see that they're doing pretty well, as well as these guys. Here is a sucker that I don't know how I missed. That guy's huge, but once they start to that point, they really grow fast. So you got to keep an eye on those too. And I got to get a bunch of suckers off of there. When you're trimming these vines to give the cucumbers a single stem, what you really want to do is to find the end. This is the grow tip right here. You see how it's kind of clustered up? There's one there. There's one there. If you just break that grow tip off, all these little cucumbers that are on here will still grow, but that vine will not grow any farther. It's a little tip. Thinking might help you. I think that's it for this one. Oh, here's one right here. It's a nice cucumber. Might have that for lunch. I'm trying something a little different this year. Instead of perlite, well, completely using perlite, I'm going to use rice hulls in the bottom, about 2/3 of the way up, and then top it off with the perlite, and then I'll use like a mulch with rice hulls on the top. We'll see how that works. Okay, I couldn't take it. Had to close the shutters and put this back in operation. There was 112 in here, up to 117 depending on the sun, and I had to try and cool it off. So it's just now started. Let's go look and see what the temp is now. Alright, now it's 95. It's starting to feel pretty good in here. It's still not real efficient. I've got a bunch of dry spots, so I'm gonna have to work on that drip line up there and a few clogged holes. Considerably better than it was. Alright, y'all remember these? If you were watching my last video, showed you how I would start these things. I want to show you what they look like now. It's been about a week. Nice, huh? That's getting ready to go in that new Dutch bucket system that I just sweated over this morning. Simple as that.
Hope you had a happy Easter, everybody. Well, tubers, that's it for today. God bless. We'll play in some nutrient solution, some aquaponics, fish water, some compost, dirt, whatever you have to grow things. And we'll see you next time. Take care.